Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are playing with the Scrappin' for Less August card kit. So super fun. So I'm going to show you through the card kit and then we'll get to playing. Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. I am going to do an unboxing for Scrappin' for Less August kit, which is themed exotic animals. So Scrappin' for Less, if you're not familiar with it, you get 5 little kits like this in your Scrappin' for Less, or four kits. And if you do a banana split, you get 5. So that's how it's broken down. So they're collection 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the banana split is the additional one if you add that. So starting with collection 1, we have always changing. And so we're going to go over this real quick. We have this, it's almost like, this is not thread, but it's like a little plastic coating around if it would be thread, so it's that string. We have 2 cute little flags. Those are adorable. Our sequence pack. We have the stamp set from Lawn Fawn, 1 and a chameleon. And then we have some, and there's always an envelope in each kit, and then we have some pattern papers. So we'll show you those. Wow, these are pretty. Look at the, oh, this would be a great fall collection. This is a really good collection of colors for the fall and Halloween too, so you can reuse those for things. So that is collection number 1, always changing. Collection 2 is slowly and slothly. Okay, we have sequence pack. We have a die in here, almost looks like a leaf die that you can use. There's some green jewels, embellishments. Our stamp set from Sunny Studio is called Thanks a Sloth. And there's cute little sloths on there. And then we have some pattern paper. Adorable. This would be such a cute baby card. Yes. I already know what I'm doing with this. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. Ah, they are so cute. Oh, here they are. Just their little heads. It says, I'd rather be sleeping. Some more. Little sloth sleeping. And some more. So that is collection number 2. Collection 3 is in the desert. In the desert, we have some sequins. We have cute little, this is cute, this little rope with the flower on it. That's adorable. We have this little stamp set here. This little cutie is a meerkat from Newton's Nook Design. This is another birthday, a thank you, merely. That's cute. We have some gold brads, a nice doily sheet, and then here's the papers for this. Another nice, really pretty fall collection of colors, which I can't believe fall is upon us in what, like less than a month? Amazing. So that is collection number 3. Collection number 4. Here we have Bird Talk. So really bright and colorful sequins. There are some flower embellishments. They almost feel cotton paper. That's the feel to them. Very pretty. And then we have couple fun tags with gold embossed foil. Our stamp set, the Scrappin' for Less stamp set. It's called Bird Talk. It says, hello gorgeous, happy bird day, smile. And then here is this paper. That's pretty. That's fun. Oh, this is like a tropical theme. Yes, very pretty. Tropical and nautical. These are gorgeous. Look at that watercolor amidst the chevron. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. That's gorgeous. There's another one. So pretty. Reminds me of my time in Hawaii. So that is collection number 4. Moving on to the banana split. This is the additional if you get it. There will be a variance of color, so you'll get a distress ink cube. It just depends. They're all different colors. A stamp set, Scrappin' for Less. And this is called Exotic Sentiments. Be unique. You were born to stand out. Let's get wild. Don't call me cute. I'm exotic. It's cute. And then Go Wild stamp set. No, Go Wild die set. So that'll be fun. I think it die cuts to be one word. It's Go Wild. So these cardstock. This is gorgeous cardstock. We have 100-pound high quality colored cardstock, one of each sheet. Oh, so it's one of each sheet. So we have gold glitter, silver glitter. So we have a limeade, a blue raspberry, a chocolate, and a snow cone. So there's that, and then the glitter cardstock. So yes, you get cardstock as well. So let's get playing with this kit. Okay, so for our first card, we are going to make these chameleons pop. This is from the first kit. It is so cute. This little chameleon is adorable. And so when I'm stamping out the chameleon on each of these pattern papers, this first one, I noticed that it sort of looks like he has two eyes. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that in just a little bit, because one of the dots from the polka dots looks like an eyeball. But I am stamping out in Versamark Nocturne ink. It's a sticky ink because it's pigment, so I'm going to heat emboss it with some clear embossing powder. And then I'm going to fussy cut these images out right up against that black line. Now I'm taking some Dollar Tree, whiteout, and I'm just covering up the part of the eye. So now it looks like the polka dot from the paper is the eyeball. And so I just wanted to show you that real close and real quick, just so you can see what I'm doing there. I find that whiteout comes in handy quite a bit, actually. If you can't get a smudge off your paper very well, whiteout to the rescue. Okay, here I'm using a Sakura Black Jelly Roll pen, and this is just going to highlight some of the chameleon stripes. I am cutting out enough just to run through this circle of the same pattern paper, the coordinating pattern paper for the chameleons. And I'm going to run that through my Spellbinders Prizm mini die cutting machine. This is my new favorite thing on my desk. I love it. It's so convenient. It's right there. It's tiny. It gets the job done. So I really love that little machine. So I'm going to run that through, and now I have matching chameleons for each pattern paper, which is so fun. You can tell it's a chameleon, though, that's popping out because of the stripes and the black outline. So it doesn't totally mix in with the background. But that's not exactly how I want it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually add some color to the background of this cardstock using Twisted Citron. I thought this was a good color to kind of mess and mix. That's what I was trying to say. To sort of mix with the other colors from the pattern papers. And now I'm trying to figure out, do I want to line this up with the chevron? Do I care? And in the end, I don't care. I'm going to put them all in the center of the circle. Before we finish this card, we're going to do a sentiment. So I'm going to stamp out the sentiment that comes with that little stamp set on some black cardstock using some white embossing powder. I'm going to heat set that. The white embossing powder on black cardstock has to be my absolute favorite for sentiments because it just pretty much goes with anything. It really does. And so it's like jeans. The white embossing on black cardstock is like denim. It goes with everything. So I am just going to use that for this cardstock, or for this card project. And we're going to put our stuff down. Now I'm laying flat the circles because our actual chameleons are popped up a little bit. So we do have a little bit of dimension in there. Now I get this good to go, and that's pretty much it for the card. The last thing I'm going to do is put on a little googly eye, and that's going to be for our chameleon at the top. The sentiment is "You're one in a chameleon," so I feel like he stands out the most because he has a protruding googly eye. And that will do it for card number 1. It was just so fun to put that card together. In fact, AJ chose this card to give his sister for her birthday, so I can tell it was AJ approved. Moving on to card number 2, the die that came in the kit, the little leaf die. I am going to run through some green cardstock here that I have, both in a darker and a lighter green. And I'm just going to get a bunch of those leaves. Taking some of this pattern paper with this adorable little sloth, I am going to fussy cut him out because I'm going to use him as an embellishment. So I guess this would be considered like ephemera that you can get in your kits. I'm going to cut him out myself though. And I'm going to use these Hero Arts Infinity Rectangle Rounded Die Cuts or dies, and I'm going to cut out a couple different pattern papers as well as my We Are Memory Keepers corner rounding tool to finish off the card base so that it all matches together. Placing down my polka dot, and then I'm going to put the other polka dot on top of that. But before we get to the assembly, I am going to add a little bit of this Forest Moss Distress Oxide to the top of my leaves, and this will give some fun dimension to the leaf. This way it's not super flat and it kind of stands out a little bit. So I'm going to use this press and seal because I like the way that that layout is. I don't want to have to recreate it. I'm going to use my press and seal, and I'm just going to then add some liquid glue, and this is going to be art glitter glue. And then I'm going to go back to my project and I'm going to place it right down there. Peeling away that press and seal, it should stick just fine. There are a little bit of pieces though that are kind of a little dry. Need to add a little art glitter glue to them, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to start assembly. So I'm using liquid adhesive for all of these panels, but I am going to place this one down in the lower half or to the alignment of the bottom. It's a little bit different. It's not centered. I felt like this gave it a different look. And then I'm going to place the Hello die here right up on the upper right hand corner. That's a die from my stash. And I'm going to pop up our little sloth here. I wanted to use the Hello sentiment because I can use this for a baby card, and it could be a neutral baby card, which is great. Using a Nuvo sparkle pen and some Nuvo crystal glaze, I'm going to finish off this sentiment, and the end result is really fun. It's a really dark, bright, and not dark bright. It's a dark and shiny sentiment, which I feel like looks like an epoxy type embellishment. So we're going to move into card number 3 now. Now this one I'm showing you, I'm cutting down this cardstock, but to be completely honest with you, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I really wanted to use this doily and this embellishment. I thought that little twine there, the hemp kind of fabric with the flower was so cute, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I kind of walked away from it, came back, and I decided to use this scrapbook.com adhesive sheet. This is a full flat stick adhesive sheet that I'm going to cover my A2 card size panel completely with. Once I get that flat and good to go, I'm going to peel it off. You want to be careful when you're doing this so that your fingers don't get stuck to it. So I'm kind of peeling it and then kind of pushing it up, even though it still gets a little lost. But I'm going to bring it back, and now I'm going to place down my doily. The doily was sort of see-through, and so I found it challenging to put any kind of adhesive behind it. So I figured the full stick-it sheet adhesive would be perfect because then you wouldn't see where there were any lines or bumps. So now I'm going to take my Martha Stewart fine glitter, which I do not use enough. I have to be honest with you. I have a ton of it. And I really need to start using it more. So I'm going to place this gold all over the back of this cardstock because I'm going to make a really glittery background. I'm going to shake some of that off, or the excess off, but the magic doesn't happen yet. This glitter is it's really neat how this comes together. So I am just filling in some of those empty spots right there. And then I'm going to, again, shake off the excess, put this aside. I'm going to pour that back into the jar. But I'm going to do what's called burnishing, and I'm going to take my bone folder and rub in that glitter. And you could see as I'm doing that, it's becoming shiny. And it is being worked into that adhesive so that it doesn't come off the adhesive. So that's the goal there. And it does change the look of the glitter when you burnish. So I am going to now take to my sentiment here. I have a happy birthday sentiment. I felt like this needed to be a happy birthday card. It was bright, it was cheery and fun. And so I am going to pop this brown cardstock up on some brown fun foam. And then I'm going to cover it with some Nuvo sparkle pen. But I really finish it off later on with some Nuvo crystal glaze as well, and to get that really nice epoxy look. So I'm working on that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place down the flower embellishment right in the center of my cardstock here, but I'm going to trim off the sides. There I'm using my fabric scissors for that. They cut the best when it comes to ribbon or fabric, but I definitely hold that down with some multimedia matte. It is super strong and I love it for embellishments. Some art glitter glue is going to hold down my sentiment, which is very simple. I got a very fine tip because I purchased it with the silver tip right there that you see. And so I can use it for virtually anything. So I'm going to get that all set and good to go and put something heavy on top of it so that it will dry nicely. Okay, I'm going to cut down some of these pieces here, and here we have almost a finished card. Like I said, I'm going to be using some of that Nuvo Crystal Glaze, and that's going to give it that really fun look at the end. So here's some close-ups of that, and I thought that was a really simple, very simple card to do. And that card probably took me about 11 minutes. Now, I know that's specific, but it was about 11 minutes. Let's move on to the last and final card here. I just am in love with this card pattern paper, the cardstock from the 4th kit. It's so pretty. So I had to use this one with all the leaves and our focal point, which is going to be this bird. He's beautiful, and we are going to use some alcohol markers to get him in rainbow style. So I'm going to go through with this coloring here, and I'm going to use the rainbow order. I'm going to go through it twice though. So the first time, the first go, I didn't feel like it was blending as well. It's hard to get colors that are different from one another, I feel, to blend. It's really nice when they fall very closely on that color wheel. So for example, I wouldn't use a dark green with a light yellow. So I chose a light green with the light yellow. So that made it a lot easier to make that blend happen. I also didn't get a lot of dimension within the bird itself on the body, but I really liked the way that this came out in the end. I thought it was a lot of fun to do, and it was neat to just kind of see those colors just next to each other. You know, it's a rainbow, so it's super fun. And I'm not sure if they would actually look like this. This is not colored to scale. It's just for fun. But after I get the body all colored up in the rainbow order, I'm going to go back to do the beak next, and I'm going to use some grays. So very simple. The beak here, I imagine it to be a little bit more on the black side. So with a little bit of shading and gradient, we are going to make it more of like using the grays. We're going to get some of that look. And then for the rest of the bird, I'm just going to use some light grays just to give some shading, as if the rest of the bird's head was more of a white. But then, of course, with some of the lighter grays, you can mix in some shading there. So I'm happy with that bird. He's good to go. Then I'm going to cut him out, fussy cut, and use this black Memento Tuxedo Black ink marker to outline. This is a trick to make your fussy cut images look darn near perfect because it covers pretty much all the flaws. Art glitter glue to lay that down. I'm not going to do a shaker, but I am going to do a little bit of dimension here, which is just for fun. So I am going to take that Go Wild from the Banana Split set, and I'm going to cut that out. So gold glitter cardstock, and that's going to be my sentiment for this fun bird card. I'm going to use art glitter glue to put that down right on the bottom. Now, in hindsight, and especially watching back this video, I would have outlined the Go Wild in a dark brown cardstock behind it. That will show you what that says a little bit easier. I feel like it got a little bit lost on that green panel with the pattern paper. So that's my tip for if you decide to do something like this. You kind of want it to stand out a little bit. That outline in brown cardstock would give it just what it needed to stand out a little bit on the panel. But I'm going to place that down, lining everything up, and I did pop it up with some foam tape. And that will finish up that card. So there's 4 projects using this card. I had so many more ideas. I just ran out of time. But hopefully if you get this kit, this gave you a couple ideas to get those juices flowing for your card kit. I will list everything I used below in the description box. Thank you so much for stopping by and for crafting with me. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great week. Bye-bye.